I love engagement, right? Anytime I speak anywhere, I love to be involved with the audience. So that chat box is really going to be our best friend. So if anybody has any questions during this entire talk, please feel free to go put those questions in that chat box. I want to answer those questions. I want to have engagement with you. If you gain some value, go on and put that in the comment section by dropping a 1 in the comment section if you gain value through anything that I say. The thing that I want to talk about today is actually going through the 10 points that I go through on a daily basis as a successful entrepreneur running 3 organizations to actually help each and every single one of them reach 6 figures and multiple 6 figures. Right now, I actually have 2 6-figure businesses, and I'm working as many of you know, with my rum cake business. We're actually working to scale that back up to 6 figures and get that on a more consistent basis by taking it year round. And that has blown up significantly. If you've seen any of my posts on social media, you know that I am baking like a madman right now. We've actually got about 500 cake orders right now at this time that we're working on and fulfilling. So these are the 10 things, though, that I do on a daily basis, not only with my team at the wine shop, not only with my team with the rum cake business, my team with my business coaching, but what I do on my personal level on a daily basis to make sure that my businesses are overcoming plateaus when they hit them, avoiding them if possible, and scaling and growing to reach the goals that I have on a faster timetable. So I hope that you're taking notes. Major, I'm horrible with time, so make sure you let me know when my time is coming up and you're like, all right, cut it, Colton, cut it, because I could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. But I want to make sure this is kind of short and sweet. So know that there are going to be 10 points, and I'm going to try and keep each point to a minimal amount of information, just because I could probably talk about 10 hours per point. And I have actually talked about 10 hours per point in my community. And then when I work with clients one-on-one. But the first thing that I do every single morning is I cast my vision for not only where I want my day to go, but where I want my business to go in that day. And then I work forward with that on a monthly, 6 months, quarterly, annually, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, right? So when you're first starting off and doing this, you need to make sure that your vision is casted so big that whoever comes and joins your organization, joins your team, becomes a client or a customer or a sales rep or whatever it may be, they can fit inside of that vision. The number one issue that I see with business owners today is they cast a vision that is fantastic for them, but it's not big enough to fit anybody else inside of it other than themselves. And so they struggle with bringing clients and customers and team members and people to really show up and support for their business simply because their vision isn't big enough to fit more people inside of it. So the first thing that I do on a daily basis is I cast my vision and I make sure that it is big enough for other people to join in with it. On top of that, I share that vision with my team. This is something a lot of entrepreneurs that oversee teams that have employees, they don't do on a super regular basis. And I believe that if they do it on a regular basis, their business will soar forward even faster than they could have dreamed, just by doing this one simple step, is sharing that vision with their team and helping them see their portion and how they fit into that vision, right? So the number one step in doing every single day is vision casting. You got to know where you're going, or else you'll never get there. Number two is business preparation, right? You need to make sure that your business is prepared to win, and especially a couple of different ways. You need to make sure that your mindset is prepared to win and your back office is prepared to win. I don't care how big your vision is. I don't care how great your products are. If you don't have a back office that can support that vision, that can support the volume that needs to go through that business in order to achieve that vision, you'll never be successful. It's like, I can sell $1,000 product, but if I don't have the back office and I haven't prepared to receive that $1,000 payment, how on earth am I ever going to receive that $1,000 payment or sell a $1,000 product, right? I had a client who got really, really excited about actually getting paid $1,000 to go speak at a school. And she was like, Colton, that's the most I've ever made before. And it's like, okay, great. Did you send them the invoice and did you send them over the contract? And she's like, I don't have either of those things. And I was like, wait, how do you not have either of those things? You have to make sure that you're prepared to win. So the second thing that I do on a daily basis is I make sure that I'm prepared mentally to go forth and conquer the day, right? I make sure that my mindset is in alignment with my vision. And then two, I make sure that my back office is prepared, right? With taking these 500 cake orders, that's a lot of people to deal with. So I have a sales manager that actually helps me manage all of those sales, taking payments, processing orders, receiving orders, sending orders out, shipping orders, packaging, the whole 9 yards. But I had to make sure that my back office and my processes and procedures were prepared to handle that kind of volume. And in fact, my processes and procedures can actually handle up to about 10,000 cakes right now on a monthly basis. Once we go past the 10,000, we got to recast that vision. We got to re-prepare to go bigger and better than that. So make sure that your back office is actually prepared to win. Next is your business development. You know, if you look at your business preparation and you realize I don't have some of these things that I actually need to do, it means that an area in your business needs to develop, whether it be your sales management, whether that be your conversion rates, that be your product development, that be your communication skills and sharing your vision, not only with the world, but with your team members. But there are certain areas that need to develop. Now, when I'm working on my business development on a daily basis, there's 3 areas that I'm really looking for. I'm looking for what are the areas that I need to develop in, what are areas that I want to develop in, what are areas that I wish to develop in, right? And this is really crucial, break it down, because there are so many areas that we could be developing in, right? There's always room for growth. So that means that there's always something we can be working on. But how do we do our business development in a productive way where we don't get caught up in the busy work of developing our business and not actually going and creating our business through our sales, through our products, and actually bringing new clients in, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So in the business development, you have to look at those 3 areas: the need to develop, want to develop, and wish to develop. And I see somebody just put in the comments, so let me go look at this comment really quickly. So at what point do you have someone join you in back office? Did you plan on this from first day? Yes, I did plan on somebody joining my team in the back office from day one. Now, anytime you're going to have somebody join your team, especially if you're an entrepreneur and not network marketing, you need to look at, can they 2 to 3x your business? If they cannot 2 to 3x your business in a way that pays for themselves, then it's not the right time to bring somebody in. Now, I'm a firm believer, bring somebody in before you believe that you should bring somebody in. The reason I'm hiring the sales manager at 500 cakes a month is because I know that the second that they're in, we're going to scale up to about 2,000 to 3,000 cakes a month. And from there, we can scale to 10,000 cakes a month over the next probably year to 2 years. So it's one of those things that you got to look at when you're bringing people in. And this is an area in business development, right? You can look at what areas do I need to develop in, what areas would benefit if I brought somebody into it to actually help me out. Know your strengths. I know that I am great at the baking. I am great at sales, but I am best when I am leading from the front and I'm not having to deal with back office stuff, with the minute little details of collecting the payment, shipping out orders, doing all the little packaging details, all that kind of stuff. So I know for me, in order for us to scale to the goals that I have for that business, I have to bring somebody in, and I have to bring somebody in pretty quickly. So that was something that I was aware of from the get-go. Not everybody is aware from the get-go, but it's going to depend on your business, where it's at, where is your vision? Is it always going to be a solo entrepreneur kind of vision? Is it only a solo entrepreneur business, or does it have room for a team? Does it have room to bring in assistants and sales managers and marketing representatives and marketing directors? Does it have room to bring in employees? So that's all things that you can be working on in your business development, is how do I develop a business that actually reaches that? So, but when you're thinking about the areas of development, the needs, the wants, and the wishes, the needs are going to be those immediate needs, right? In order for me to go from 500 cakes to 2,000 to 3,000 cakes, I need a sales manager. That is a need. So I need to bring that person in to bring in more sales. A want is something like, all right, I know we're going to eventually hit 10,000 cakes a month, which means that I want to start developing the process and procedures for when we hit that mark. But it's not something that if I don't do it today, it's going to hinder my sales, right? The not bringing on a sales manager would hinder my sales today, right? So then the wish is going to be past that, right? My vision is so great that I want to build this business to where it's doing $150,000 to $200,000 a month. So my wish is looking at what are distributing centers that I can have. What cities do I want to have distributing centers in? But that's an area that I wish to develop in, and that's something that if I don't do it today, or I don't do it 6 months from now, it's okay if it waits a year or 2 years. So those are different areas that you're looking at in your business development. Now, when I break down my business development, I only spend about 2 hours a day on my business development maximum. So if I've worked through all of my needs, right, all of my needs have been met in my business development, I'm going to move over to my wants. What can I start working on my want list? And let's say I've worked through all of my wants and now I'm working on my wish list, right? Doing it in this process and that set time, you're going to see that you're going to start accomplishing things on a little bit faster timetable. More things are going to come up and it's going to bring some awareness to your business and what areas truly need to develop. But working through that list in that way and not saying, oh, well, I'm just going to work on a want and then I'm going to work on a wish and then I'll work on a need, right? That's not how your business is going to scale on a daily basis. And we're all about avoiding plateaus, overcoming plateaus, and scaling your business in the process. So we want to break that down to the daily basis. Next, so number 4, you need to look at your business health, right? How healthy is your business? How healthy are your products? And I'm not talking about in a nutrition kind of way, although I know some of y'all work in nutrition, which is fantastic. So I'm sure your products are very healthy. But I'm asking in a sense of how is your client health? How is your conversion rate health? How is your sales health? How is your customer retention health? How is the customer experience, right? How smooth is that customer experience? That's a big area when you're looking at your business health. The next is going to be actually looking at how healthy are your products. Do your clients actually enjoy your products? Do your clients become raving fans based off of just using your products or services? This is a great way to tell when you have a healthy product, right? So one of the things that I've been truly blessed with the rum cakes, I know it is a very, 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 very healthy product. Why? Because every single person that has ever tasted a cake has had nothing but raving fan. I mean, like, think of the most fanatic fans you can think of, right? That's what happens the second someone takes one bite of my cake. When they come into the wine shop, right? And they taste that first sip of wine and they're like, oh, finally a wine that tastes great, right? And they become a raving fan for fruit-based wines. When it comes to my business coaching and I'm working with clients and I flip their business to 6 figures to multiple 6 figures in 90 days, they become a raving fan for the Today's Today mission. And every single person that they're talking to, they're talking about #Today's Today, and they're talking about me, right? So how healthy are your products and services, and how healthy is your business? And a great way to test that is, what are your customers doing? Are they staying with you? Are they not staying with you? Are they running for the hills? Are you not bringing in sales? All those different types of things are going to tell you how healthy your business is. And if it's not super healthy, guess what? You need to back it down. You need to go back to that business development. You need to make sure that you're developing in those areas that aren't healthy. And then you need to back down a little bit more to your business preparation, make sure that you're prepared to actually handle that business development, to actually have a healthy business. And then you need to back it down even more to that vision casting to make sure that within your vision, you're running a healthy business and you're casting that vision big enough to actually fit a healthy business inside of it. So next, number 5, the 5th thing that I do on a daily basis, and this is where I spend the majority of my time, is what I like to call my DIPAs, my daily income producing activities, right? So these are the things that are going to be high profits and low time. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's going to be high profits and low time. So I'm looking for my products. One, what are the best sellers? But not only which ones are the best sellers, which ones have the highest profit margins and take the least amount of my time, and how can I automate that system, or how can I automate that sale to where I don't have to be involved in that sale, as much as I have in the past. And so that's an area that I'm constantly looking at, especially in my business development, is how do I automate my sales and my processes. But with my dippets, I'm looking at how can I create income on a daily basis. The main reason that most entrepreneurs do not achieve their financial goals is because they're getting so caught up in the business development, the business preparation, the vision casting, making sure that they have healthy products and services, that they stop bringing in sales on a consistent basis. And that is the number one quickest way to kill a business, is not having a consistent influx of new customers, right? You want new customers coming in. And that means new sales, and that means new money coming into your business. That only happens if we're focused on our DIPAs, our daily income producing activities. So I'm looking for activities that are going to 10x my sales from one little piece of action, right? So if I make a post on Facebook, right, and this is actually one of my DIPAs. So when I post on Facebook, especially when I post about the rum cakes, that's a DIPA for me. That brings in 10 times the amount of sales than if I were to go door to door. So you got to look at, what are your DIPAs for your business? What are your daily income producing activities that lead to new income, new clients, and new monies flowing into your business on a consistent basis? And how can you automate that system and process? Next is the accountability portion, right? So as entrepreneurs, we are typically the only ones in our business when we first get started out, or even when we hit significant goals and we hit significant numbers, we tend to still kind of be by ourselves, and we're our own accountability partners. But I am a strong believer in two things. One, having an accountability partner that's not in your business, that doesn't make any money from you, that is either a coach or somebody that you're very good friends with, that is at the same level of business that you're in and is growing to the same vision that you're in, right? And then two is setting up your own accountability processes and procedures to keep yourself accountable, right? I am a checklist kind of person, right? I don't know how many of y'all are checklists, right? So I want to see in the comment section, are any of y'all checklist people? So go on and put in the comment section checklist if you're a checklist kind of person. I know that I'm a checklist kind of person. I love checklists. It just helps me. It helps keep me calm in the day when I look at a checklist and at the end of the day, everything's checked off. It blows my mind. I absolutely love it. So when I'm working on my own personal accountability, I am creating checklists for myself that include my vision casting, my business prep, right? My business health, my business development, my DIPAs. And then I'm looking at the little things that are within each of those, and I'm putting that on that checklist, and I'm just checking things off all day long. I almost want to treat myself to a rum cake every single time I get to check something off. It's just a huge celebration for me, right? But that's how I keep myself accountable to actually achieving the things that I say that I'm going to achieve on a daily basis. Because it's so easy for us as entrepreneurs to be like, well, I don't report to anybody, so let me go do this. Let me go do that. I'm going to go step away for a minute and go watch some Netflix, or I'm going to go step away and I'm going to go eat out this restaurant for the next couple hours, right? Or I'm going to go out with friends tonight, or I'm going to go take a 4-hour walk. It literally be anything, right? We can always find an excuse not to do something, but that excuse is actually the reason why we should do something. So I'm a firm believer in setting your own accountability, but once again, having that accountability partner. I actually have an accountability partner. She's out in Canada. It's somebody that I met online through Facebook because I was doing my DIPAs. She became a client of mine at one point. I became a client of hers. We ended both of our contracts, and we realized that we're just great friends. And so we started an accountability partnership together. So, all right. So let's see what's in here. Boom. Yes, Major says he is. Marilyn says she is. That's awesome. Woo. And then let's see. And then Judy says, checklist cross off for what I have told accountability partner I would do. What I tell myself is hit or miss. Yes. So that's where that checklist is going to come into play, right? And you can even have that accountability partner and be like, hey, I have this checklist of things that I'm doing. I want to show you this checklist when the next time that we talk or the next time that we meet. This is another reason I'm a firm believer in mastermind groups. And I actually have my own mastermind group. If anybody's looking to get connected with that, and it's actually branching and scaling up into Creative Entrepreneurs Meets Mastermind Networking Group. It's something that's going to be really, really cool. It's launching at the end of August. So stay tuned and ask me about that after the meeting. But accountability is huge, especially accountability for self. So make that checklist, have that accountability partner, and show that checklist to that accountability partner in order for them to really make sure that we're doing what we're saying that we're going to do. And over time, you're going to find that you don't need to do that as often. It's going to be a great reminder. It's going to be a great check in for you. But in the long run, you eventually will not have to do it. Like for me, I don't have to show my accountability partner my checklists anymore. Why? Because I am so accountable to myself, doing it every single day, that I get excited every single time I get to check it off, that I don't have to show her anymore because I'm not actually doing it. Right? So next thing is your family relations. Okay, so this is a two-part thing as well. So for solo entrepreneurs that do not have a team, how are you involving your family in your business, in your vision, and what you're doing on a daily basis, right? When we achieve our success, we don't want to reach those goals and then hit it and be like, well, now I have nobody to share it with because I excluded all of them from everything that I was doing, and now they all hate me. Right? But it also goes to when you have a team, how are you creating a family-like culture within that team and that organization? And then how do you go one step past that? And how do you get your clients and your customers to feel like they're family within your organization, even though they're only using your products or your services, right? So how do you create that family-like culture? And so there's a couple different aspects to that. If you have questions about it, let me know. But the main point is when you achieve your success, you want somebody to share it. So do not push everybody away in the terms of, I'm working, I'm grinding, I'm achieving my goals. I just got to work my business a little bit harder. I'll get back to them later. It's like, take a step back, gain some perspective, and realize that yesterday's already gone. Tomorrow's uncertain, which means we only have today to achieve our success. But it's also the only day that we get to enjoy our family. So take that very seriously and implement them into your business. If they don't want to be a part of your business, how can you just include them in what you're doing? How can you include them in your vision? How can you share with them, hey, I'm working this hard because I want to be able to provide this for you? All the different things that you can be thinking about when you're thinking about your family relations. Next is going to be your passion creation, right? As entrepreneurs, we get to be crazy passionate about what we do. I think that's one of the best things about being an entrepreneur is I get to go like the crazy level of weird that most employees do not get to be for the work that they do, right? So when I'm thinking about new products for the rum cake business, or I'm thinking about new marketing for the wine shop, or a new event for the wine shop, or we're redoing our backyard right now. So we're adding in a whole bunch of picnic tables and making this really cute, eclectic scenery in the backyard to make it really welcoming so people feel like they're a family in our backyard. And then same with the coaching business. I get ecstatic when I get to speak on a networking group, or I get to speak on a stage, or I get to work with a client, whether it be at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., or 10 p.m. I get ridiculously excited about it. But that's because I'm consistently creating my passion for what I'm doing by extending my knowledge in the areas that I'm working in, right? So for me, research is a huge passion creation for me. So the more that I learn about wine, the more that I learn about alcohol-infused cakes, the more that I learn about business coaching and community development, I get ridiculously excited to go out there and create more within my organizations and within my businesses. But that's only because I'm doing that on a consistent basis. You could also relate this back to your why. Why are you in business right now, right? Why are you working for yourself? Why are you sharing your products and services with the world? If that usually creates a lot of passion for people when you remind yourself of the why and what you're doing. Number 9 is going to be community involvement, right? How do you involve your geological community or online community in what you're doing? And how do you, and this kind of goes back to the vision casting as well, is within that vision casting, you have your community, whether it be your clients or your customers, or that may be your geological area. How do you involve them? Maybe not necessarily in sales or where they're becoming clients or customers, but how do you get out there and how do you serve your community, right? So if you're in a geological area, are there volunteer opportunities that you can do? And I know that right now we're during the pandemic and there's not a lot of volunteer and go out and do something. But in your online space, how can you involve your community in order to just serve them? Right? Not in a way of, hey, I want your sales, I want your money, right? But how can you just go out there and how can you serve and involve your community? How can you become your community hero? When you can do that, you will be amazed at the referrals that you get. You will be amazed at the growth that your business takes. There's a great example. There's a chef that's actually here locally, and I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but she went from small time to TV, massive kitchen, and just serving an insane amount of people because she did her community involvement extremely, extremely well. And she's not a client of mine, but she exemplified this so freaking well. I love to tell the story every single time. It's like, yeah, I interviewed her on my podcast, and then about a year later, she's doing probably 1,000 times what she was doing beforehand because she got really serious about involving her community and serving her community well. So how do you in your business serve your community and involve your community in what you do, and how do you serve them? The next and the last piece to this is fun. We're all business owners, right? So there's a point of making sure that we're taking our business serious. But how do we include fun into our business? Y'all, entrepreneurship is fun. Sales is fun. Finishing a product or a service for a customer or a client is fun. How do we do something that we thoroughly enjoy inside of our business or outside of our business on a daily basis? Our lives were meant to be lived and they were meant to be enjoyed. If we're not doing something that we enjoy on a regular basis, one, you probably need to think about a different career. And two, you need to reevaluate some of the values that you have and some of the actions that you're taking on a daily basis. I try and do something fun every single day, whether it be sitting down and just enjoying a piece of cake or enjoying a piece of candy or sitting down and watching a funny YouTube video or laughing with friends or going on a walk, just something that I enjoy that is just genuine fun that may or may not be a part of my business, right? So that is what I have for y'all today. Major, I want to thank you so much for letting me come on. I now want to open it up for any questions that you have, whether it be something that I talked about or not. What are some questions that y'all have?
Thank you, Colton. That was wonderful. I was not going to cut you off.
Cool. I have no idea. I can't even see like the time or anything on there, and I can barely see y'all because my friend is like beating down on me. So I was like, all right, I have no idea how long we're going for, but let's go.
Well, you were talking about you doing the Facebook marketing. What other ways of marketing your businesses? Do you change it up a bit between different businesses?
So it is definitely going to depend on the business, right? But it's also going to depend on where are the customers and the clients for that business. Now, for the rum cake, because I've built that following online over the past really 5 to 6 years, because that's how long I've run that business, it's always been seasonal. So during November,
Colton, you froze. Colton. Okay, I don't know. Oh, there you are, Scott. Hi, Scott. Uh, let's go. I've lost Colton. So let's go ahead and open this up there. What are some of the ways that other people are around the room here are marketing? Marilyn, would you like to share? You're on mute. There you go.
My major way of marketing is referrals. I'm almost 100% referral based, as opposed to some people. I do very little with Swanson Health Insurance or even Galveston Tropical Condos on Facebook, although I have a Facebook page. And, you know, kind of to reiterate what Colton said, if you have satisfied customers, they introduce you to their brother, their sister, their neighbor, their friend, etc. And that to me is a great way to market. I called one person, I felt like we had a trifecta, and it was because she introduced me to her sister introduced me to somebody, the somebody introduced me to a third. So it was a three-way marketing, and that happened within probably 6 or 8 months. So that's how I do it.
Ah, here comes Colton back. You're muted.
There we go. I'm back again. My phone overheated. It threw the temperature sign. I was like, oh no.
What I started doing whenever you froze there, well, I started asking everyone around the room here to talk about the way they do marketing.
Cool.
And
cool.
So Marilyn just shared with us. I was going to ask Judy. Judy, would you like to share?
Sure. What I do is to actually physically send out the greeting cards to the clients, and believe me, especially if it has their picture on it or a picture that they put on Facebook, they keep that card around and they show it to everybody else, and they do my marketing for me.
Awesome. Yep.
Very, very good. Doris.
Most of my marketing is done just through interactive with potential customers and the referrals that they send me.
Okay, Frank.
I am 100% what am I trying to say?
Referral based?
Thank you. Referral. I think I was a loss for work. That referral based. Yes. At the present time, I don't do a lot of internet marketing or any type of marketing, really, period. I'm all everything through referrals.
Very good. Scott, welcome. I know you had a hard time getting on this morning.
Yeah, this is an old computer, I think, on my part.
What are some of the ways that you do marketing?
Mine's probably about half and half, actually, because a lot of referrals come for families, seniors, things like that. But a lot of my business to business work is usually a Google or Bing search, which goes to my website, and then they contact me that way.
Okay, very good.
Nice.
Myself, I am totally, since 2000, I have been a total referral-based business. I get referrals from networking groups. I join networking groups. I get referrals from past customers. So it is totally referral-based there. I try to keep my face out there as often as I can there. I do things if I join an organization, I do things for that organization above and beyond what most people would not do. Such as I built websites for every organization that I belong to so that they could have it. That gets my face out there and shows examples of my work. So
community involvement.
Exactly. So that's how I do mine. Colton? Yeah, I know what you do.
So
you were going to tell us.
Mine is a bit of everything. You know, I am a firm believer in referrals, and I think referrals are a fantastic way to grow and scale up a business. And if done right, you never even really have to go outside of your referral base, and you can continue to taproot customers for years and years and years and years and years and years, and always bring in new referrals. But one thing that, because of how big the vision that I have for the organizations that I see and the companies that I run, we have to do social media marketing on a big scale. So we are consistently doing Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, and we're even breaking into the TikTok world, which, believe it or not, has been extremely profitable and just a ton of fun. So a lot of my stuff is going to be more social media based than in person. But there's a mix of the both, right? You know, I get referrals from clients all the time, but I'm also consistently bringing in new blood from social media or from, you know, different networking groups. So,
Are you doing any paid advertising, such as
so
pay-per-click on Facebook or anything like that?
yeah, so it depends on the project that I'm working on and whether we'll do paid ads or not. I was running a couple paid ads a couple months ago, and we weren't seeing the results that we wanted to with the project. And so it's one reason why the business coaching is taking a little bit different of a turn. And so we're going to start running ads again, probably in the next month to 2 months. But it's going to be a ton of fun. Ads are a phenomenal way to go bring in new business. I've had so many clients who have run ads, and I mean, they're flooded with so many new clients and customers that they have to cut the ads off so that way they can handle the amount of clients that they just brought in. So ads definitely work if you know how to properly work ads. So it is definitely an art to it, and I definitely pay somebody to do it for me because I am not the ads expert. I don't want to be the ads expert. So I pay somebody to do my ads for me.
Do you do any type of mass marketing through email campaigns or sending out newsletters?
Great way to do it. I have found that my audience isn't really on an email campaign. Me personally, I hate email campaigns just because I feel like the majority of people don't read them. And I don't really want to create something that people don't read. I do some email campaigns, especially for when I run ads. There is an already generated email campaign that sends to them automatically, so I don't have to be writing new content every single week. But it once again goes back to, who is your audience? Who are you trying to sell to? What do they want? Do they want emails, or do they want social media? Do they want text messages? Do they want something in their mail, right? It just depends on the demographic and who you're trying to sell to and who your target client is.
Mm-hmm. Do you produce a newsletter?
No.
Okay. That's one thing I was hoping that you would do for the New Horizon group, was to produce a newsletter. Letter from the president.
Yeah, I know. So, but I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, we're there every single week. And when there's events and different things that we need to get blasted out, we get them blasted out to everybody. But it's a group that I love dearly, and y'all, fantastic referral group, but it's not one of my dippas. So I got to look at my time frame and figure out, okay, what can I manage and what is going to bring in the most income and growth for my business? So a newsletter just isn't one of them.
Okay, very good, sir. Do we have any other questions for Colton?
Marilyn just said, Colton, could you expand a bit on how you find your back office staff? I have 2 wonderful, very part-time folks, but it took a long time before I found them. So finding good people is hard. I just actually had to let 2 employees go at the wine shop because I thought that they were going to be fantastic, and they ended up not being fantastic. The best advice that I can give when it comes to finding back office employees or team members is write out exactly what the characteristics of the person that you're looking for have. Like, almost draw them out as like an individual and be like, hey, this person looks exactly like this. They act exactly like this. This is their morals. This is their values. This is their attitude. And just watch those people start popping into your world, because it kind of goes back a little bit to the vision casting of, you know what you're looking for, so it's going to start attracting into your world. So if you're looking for more back office people, figure out who specifically you want in your back office, and then start writing it down. And then you can even start asking people around and say, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. If they don't match up with everything on here, I don't want to talk to them. right? And just watch, you'll start having more and more people start coming into your circle that line up with the values that you have. And then Judy asked me, do I use LinkedIn? Judy, I use LinkedIn very sparingly. It's something that I'm starting to use a little bit more often, but it's not something that I use on a grand scale, just because I've built my audience on Instagram and Facebook for the most part.
LinkedIn is not too bad. What's so funny is that you have somebody, I have a web guy come on and sit there and ask me to connect with him, and then he'll try to sell me for a website. He had no idea what I did for a living.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can get on LinkedIn and create some genuine relationships with people and ask, how can I serve you, and do that really well, I think you could really use LinkedIn, and it could definitely increase your business. I, Major, like you, get way too many people popping into my inbox on LinkedIn, and they have no idea what I do. They don't care what I do. They just want to sell me something, and it drives me up a wall. So if you can get in, you can disrupt that energy that they're putting out and come in with a genuine, hey, I want to serve you, I want to help you, and here's how I can do that, then I think you would do probably pretty well.
To elaborate just a little bit on what you had said earlier there about the question about where you get your people.
Yeah.
A part of my business plan, once I reach X amount of websites per month there, my goal is to bring on some interns, college interns.
Yeah.
And that's where I plan on grabbing them first.
Yeah. It's really kind of cool. There's actually a lot of different organizations, and I know one in particular, and the name is escaping me right now. They actually pay you to have interns. So it's actually something I'm looking into for the rum cake business, and then for my coaching, is to have an intern that worked with me a couple hours each week, and I actually get paid for that. So I don't know how that's going to look with the whole pandemic and things being shut down. So, but interns are a great way to go. Marilyn, to answer your question on how do I decide on salary for back office, my main question is always asking them, what do they feel like they should get paid? And then I ask myself, are they 2 to 3xing that for the hours that they're working? If they're bringing in 2 to 3 times what I'm paying them, then yeah, that's totally fine. If they're not, then their pay needs to decrease to make sure that that 2 to 3x rule is applying for their salary or their hourly or whatever it is that I'm paying them. So does that answer your question, Marilyn? And then Scott, I know you asked, social media ads are actual ads or more of a brand awareness campaign. So there are 2 different types of ads that you can run. You can create brand awareness campaigns where you're just trying to increase your likes and your engagements on your posts and your pages. Or you can actually run ads to sell products. Most of the ads that I run are actually product based. So I am selling some type of product, whether it be coaching service, or well, I mean, all the ones that I've run before have been coaching service. So it's bringing people into my mastermind, it's bringing people into my beginner level coaching program, and it's bringing people into my one-on-one coaching program.
Very good. Any last questions? All right, guys, let's go ahead and do some introductions here. Marilyn, would you like to start off and give us your laser introduction?
My name is Marilyn Swanson, and I'm Swanson Health Insurance, and I'm one of those sole proprietor entrepreneurs helping people understand the intricacies of Medicare and major medical. Focus on those 2 products exclusively, and I've been a life and health agent for over 10 years now, and enjoy the one-on-one opportunity to sit down with people, ideally in person, but if not, over the phone, and explain and help them make the best choices for their health insurance coverage. Marilyn Swanson, Swanson Health Insurance.
Very good, thank you. Judy.
Hey everyone, Judy Hoggett with Send Out Cards. And what Send Out Cards is, it's an actual physical greeting card that you can make. The best decision is to include a personal picture of the person you're sending the card to. And it's a way to stay in touch with clients and customers and build what we were talking about, build that relationship. Once you have a relationship with these people, they're going to remember your business. And as I said, they keep the card around forever, especially if you put a picture of them inside of it. So you can create this on your cell phone, on your tablet, or your computer, and they actually get the card in the mail. Judy with Send Out Cards.
Thank you, Judy. And I think that's a very important thing to do, is to send out thank you cards. When you meet someone new, I think it's in a networking environment there. If you connect with somebody, thank you cards is the best way to send out clients. You send out thank you cards to them, send them out a little gift, send them out a rum cake. There we go. Frank.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Frank Warford. My business is Second Enough Photography. I am a photographer, and I provide you with the best photography or videography of any event that you might be hosting. Right now, I have been doing 2020 graduation photos because a lot of the seniors didn't, of course, you know what happened with them. And I have been doing 2020 graduation photos. So if you need photography or videography, please contact me, Frank Warford, Second Enough Photography.
Do you do cap and gown as well as portrait type of?
Yes, I can do cap and gown. So far, those that I've done, they've had their own cap and gown. But if need be, I mean, it's all a rental. Most of the ones I've done, they've rented their cap and gown. And I think that's what the schools do, is run cap and gown. I don't know. They might own them. I have no idea.
Do you do any contract schools?
Pardon?
Do you do contract schools?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, I won't say I don't. Let's say that I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, that's exclusive. In a past life, when I was a photographer, that's kind of almost exclusively what I did when it was school photography, was contract. And they would send the seniors to me, and we would photograph in the studio, our own location, making appointments all day long for doing stuff like that. But yeah. Contracting is good, except the percentage that you have to pay the school.
Yeah. So, well, those I've done, I have gone to their home and done it at home, and then maybe go to a park or somewhere, wherever they like to go.
Very good.
That's how I've been doing that.
Miss Doris.
Good morning, everyone. Doris Wolford with Trout, Health, Wealth, Education Specialist. Have you ever left home and wondered if you closed the garage door and had to return home? Do you have people that you are trying to keep in the home, like teenagers? Or you may be trying to keep people out of your home. Today, I'd like to talk about our wonderful new security system. It is absolutely awesome. So I'm looking to partner with real estate agents, as well as families, people who want to secure their small businesses and or their homes. With our products, you get to control your home even when you're away. Indeed, making it a smart home. You can turn lights off and on. I would love to tell you more. And I also pay referral fees for those referrals that you sent to me, as well as incentivize the customers to protect themselves. I'm Doris Warford with Trout, where we're on a mission to change 1 billion lives. And how can we do that? We're changing lives one household at a time. Doris Warford, thank you.
That's wonderful, Doris. I love smart homes. So I've been turning mine into one for every month there. I go out and buy a few more smart items. Scott.
All right. So Scott Holloman, I own Bayou City Photography. I am a personal branding photographer. So I help business people and entrepreneurs put their best face forward in their social media, in their advertising. And I'm a full service. So we go anywhere from hair and makeup to, if we have to do team photos, We do those composites. So with all the coronavirus thing, we photograph everybody individually and we put them together in Photoshop. And if they have a team member change, then all we have to do is photograph that one person and swap them out. But anyway, that's what I do. Scott Holloman, Bayou City Photography.
Very good. Thank you, Scott. Colton, I know you did the presentation, but would you like to add anything else?
Not that I can really think of. I mean, the biggest thing is I help entrepreneurs scale their businesses forward on a faster timetable. So I'm really looking to connect with entrepreneurs that are hungry to go create an impact on this world through their business. And they don't want to wait 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road to do that. They're ready to do that today. So any entrepreneurs that you know of that are hungry and they want to get out there and they want to make a difference and they want to make an impact, I would love to connect with them and see how I can serve them.
Very good, Colton. Thank you so much. And thank you for the presentation. It was wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you.
If you're looking for a major new image on a global scale, click on me. My name is Major Arnaud with majorwebsites.com. Next week, I do not have a speaker lined up as of yet. My goal has been to have alternate weeks of speaker and then another week of training. So if we do not come up with a speaker for next week, then we are going to go through some network training. I have a number of things that I want to go over with us for us. So anyway, any other last things? We are right on. We're 2 minutes over. I'm sorry, Marilyn. I know you don't like getting over there, but we're 2 minutes over. Anyone else have anything else to want to add? All right, guys. Well, then we'll see you next week and we'll see you on the net. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye, everyone.